Gang, today I'm going to be talking about how to buy a foreclosure right in the economic collapse. Because it's no joke that 2020, we're having a massive layoffs, we're having massive job cuts, we're having massive bankruptcies, we're having massive small businesses close, we're having massive delinquencies in rent, we have massive delinquencies in um, people not making their monthly payments. We're having massive delinquencies in car payments. We're having massive delinquencies in credit card payments. And, it's no secret that there's civil unrest around. And many people are not even focusing on why that is, which is, people's situations are getting tougher. Okay. And the system is collapsing, which has created a whole wave, a whole tsunami of foreclosures that are about to, start hitting the pipeline as soon as the mandates are released, where the government says, hey, you can start the foreclosure process, you can start the eviction process. And so there's two ways to buy a foreclosure, and I'm going to talk about both of them, and I'm going to talk about the benefits of each one and the cons of each one. Okay. Um, and I'll tell you which one that I favor more. So the very first way to buy a foreclosure is depends on what state you are in America, but depends on the county. Some of them have a faster process, which means that they use a trustee, which is basically an attorney that does the foreclosure process, and it's usually you know the beginning Saturday or the first Tuesday of every month, whatever it is in your state. It may be different. And then what happens is that trustee will come out there, that attorney will come out there and auction off the house, and he'll be in front of like a bunch of people, right? And everyone's bidding on it. Okay, that's one type of way to buy a foreclosure. Okay, now I'm going to share you with you the other way to buy a foreclosure correctly in the 2020 economic collapse is what I call pre-foreclosure. Now, a pre-foreclosure means that the seller or the borrower is delinquent. They haven't made their monthly payments. They might be behind 1 month. They might not even be behind, but they're thinking about becoming behind. They might be behind 2 months, 3 months, so on. Okay. And in a pre-foreclosure, the investor finds these people through marketing, of course, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Find these people and then markets to them and works at a win-win situation where the seller benefits, the investor benefits, and the house doesn't go to foreclosure, and the seller becomes the private bank for the investor, the new buyer. Okay, and that's what's pre-foreclosure. So simply put, pre-foreclosures means that the investor is dealing directly with the homeowner, and the first way of foreclosures is you're dealing with trustees, which is attorneys. So right off the bat, if we want to talk about pros and cons, is that one, you're dealing with trustees. The other one, you're dealing with homeowners direct. The normal foreclosure happens in front of a lot of different investors that are willing to bet and increase the price. But in a pre-foreclosure, there are no a lot of investors waiting around because they have to dig. They have to find these motivated sellers. They're not just coming up and say, okay, house number one and then house number two. So it'll require work, which is one of the cons of the pre-foreclosure is that it will require work to find these motivated sellers. It will require skills to talk to them, to negotiate with them, to structure their deals. And the great news is that I show you guys how to do all that stuff in my academy, where I give you my advanced courses in real estate, plus monthly coaching for just $47 a month, guys and gals. $47 a month, which is unbelievable at mrnofluff.com, or go to academy.mrnofluff.com and to get more information about it. But again, you get access to all my best selling and most advanced courses. It's a complete solution to help you start your journey or take your journey to the next level for just $47 a month. Plus, you get monthly coaching. Plus, you get a group, private Facebook group to be involved in. So all that stuff for $47 a month is unbelievable. Now, Going back to the foreclosures and pre-foreclosures, now you guys understand the difference. We talked about some of the positives and some of the negatives, but I want to dig in there more deeper because in a foreclosure, one of the cons is that, besides there's a lot of investors there bidding on it, right? Is that you're gonna need all the money up front. So you can't use hard money or borrow money. You're gonna need all cash, right? And boom, you need to drop it down. Okay. Where on a pre-foreclosure, you could use all cash if you want to buy it all cash, or you can have the seller become your own private lender through seller financing OPM, which is what I teach in the academy for $47 a month, guys. Or if you want to work with me more direct, then you get enjoy my profit sharing. For 3K, I work with you for one whole month, and I also give you $9,500 of advanced business tools that you need for your businesses, from your website all the way down to your offers and paperwork and everything you can imagine, guys. It's a complete franchise that you need to go get deals from motivated sellers to buy their homes at a deep discount, or to have the seller become your private bank so you don't need the whole cash credit, uh, a certain type of, whatever, okay, the banks require. You don't need any of that stuff. But going to the story, the disadvantage of foreclosure is you got to have all cash, where on the pre foreclosures, the seller may become your bank, or you can use all cash if you choose to. You can use, pull in your money. You can do, other stuff. Hard money depends on the deal. Where on a foreclosure, since the trustee has it, they have a real formal way of doing stuff, and therefore you're not going to be able to do any of this creative stuff. So the benefits on pre-foreclosure in the 2020 class is this: you're dealing with the sellers direct. They can be your own private bank, right? They're not going to check your credit deposit, especially if you're dealing with motivated sellers. And there's going to be a lot of motivated sellers in the 2020 and moving forward, 2021, 2023, as millions and millions of people lose their jobs. Okay. So some other pros and cons is that whenever you buy a deal from the foreclosure auction, you have to do a lot of due diligence. You have to make sure that you're buying the first lien versus the second lien or the third lien. You got to make sure that, it doesn't have this and this and this, and so you got to do a lot of homework on a, cookie cutter house that someone, is willing to do OPM, other people's money, other people's mortgages, with the sellers willing to become your bank. If they just bought the house brand new 2 or 3 years ago, there's not that much chain of command that needs to be researched, because it's a brand new home. It's one owner or two owners. It's not a really ancient home where there can be a lot of clouds. Majority, okay, not financial advice or legal advice, but from what I've seen, so is less work, less risk. Now, the risk financially on both is that you can lose your money. If you can do a pre-foreclosure, you can lose all your money. If you just do foreclosure, you can lose your money. So the risk is always there on both of these equations. Now, for me, the reward, I think, is a lot more on the pre-foreclosures, because I can meet sellers and buy their home at 50 cents, 60 cents on a dollar. I can meet sellers and have them be my personal bank if I don't have the cash, or I don't want to use my cash, whatever the story may be for the investor, and have them be my private bank. Where if I went with this way, the foreclosure, I wouldn't have any of these options. The other benefits of pre-foreclosures, what I teach in the academy to you guys for $47 a month, is that you're in total control, right? You're in total control of how much you want to pay for closing costs. You want to go traditionally, you just want to hire an attorney. Uh, you're in total control. You're in control of what fees you're willing to pay, what you're not willing to get. For example, when I've done subject to deals and I bought, these beautiful cookie cutter homes, they're brand new. Um, I normally didn't buy title policy, okay? And when I closed out a title company, they told me, no, you need to buy it. I said, no, I don't want to buy it, okay? Because I was smart enough to realize that I did my due diligence. I looked at the deed, I pay someone to pull the information for me, and I looked at it like, I'm going to be the second owner of this. There is no liens attached, so I'm not going to go spend 3 grand to buy a title policy. So I was in total control. Now, I'm not telling you shouldn't buy it, in no shape or fashion. I'm just sharing you with my story. Again, everything I say here is not financial advice. I'm just sharing you some of the things I've done. Is because most of the houses that I bought, subject to, if not all, maybe like one or two, I bought title policy. Majority I didn't buy because I could look at the title command, that's what I call it, chain of command, and see that there was no liens. It was a clear, second owner or third owner type of deal or first owner type of deal. And, it's not like commercial where it's very complex, or it wasn't like a house built in 1976 where there could be a lot of claims on it. So, simply put, I'm in control. That's why I like pre foreclosures. The other thing is that, I get access to the house. In a pre-foreclosure, I get access to the house. In a foreclosure, I don't get access to the house, right? I can drive out there and take a look at it before the due date, but I don't get to walk house. I can't see if there's water damage, mold. I don't get to do any of that. I can do a a quick look from the outside or go to the windows, but it's even scary. Um, However, I don't get access to it, and that's another advantage with both doing, another advantage why I like working with pre foreclosures versus foreclosures is that I'm working with the homeowners. I get access to the property. Once again, I usually try to work at seller financing with the seller because my bank. If they have a mortgage, if they don't have a mortgage, it doesn't matter. That's my favorite option. Of course, I like to buy a house for at a deep discount, and if I can get that, that's where I'm going to go with first. But I mean, if the house is worth 100 and I can get it for 40, I'm going to be there versus paying maybe more for it or less for it by getting owner financing, because if I can get less for it, then of course I'll take the owner financing. But if versus like buying the same exact deal for 100 and getting owner financing, or 80 and getting owner financing when the seller has a mortgage in place. Okay, so of course I love massive equity, but in this market, when we're going to be having total meltdown of the stock markets, we're going to have total meltdowns of real estate. Uh, I don't see a lot of people having major equity, very few. And the ones that are going to have, they're going to be listing with real estate agents. Now, let's talk about how to find the pre foreclosures, because there's a lot of businesses with pre foreclosures. But the hard part is that it's not a clear path, like in a park where you see a clear path to the river. It's not like that. It's kind of like going into the forest, into the woods. Now, it sounds scary if you've never done it before, or it sounds like almost impossible. But let me tell you, it's not, because there's motivated sellers everywhere in all cycles of real estate. But in this time, in this era, this cycle is even more devastating. There's going to be so many motivated sellers out there. Okay. So, how do you find the motivated sellers? If Well, option one is you can go get in line with everyone else at the foreclosures, right? And go sit out there and then bid on those, right? I don't like that method because there's a lot of investors out there. Okay, so the other method is that dealing with pre foreclosures, and that requires what I call marketing. Okay, now there's two types of marketing you can do. Okay, you can do free guerrilla tactics, and that's what I got my PhD in. I've been doing it since high school. And you can do paid. Okay, and the paid doesn't mean that's going to be more effective than free, but the paid, you're not going to have to put usually a lot of time and labor into it. Okay, where on the free you got to do the sweat equity, you got to be the guy sitting on the bicycle and pedaling. And on the paid, it's kind of like having an EV bike where you just hit the button and you just cruise, right? And you're not pedaling, you just, the motor is doing the work. um, I like to do a hybrid version where I do free and paid. And the way I like to do it, the way I teach my students to do it, is always start with free, right? Because you got to roll up your sleeves, you got to get dirty, you got to learn about the business, you got to learn about marketing because it's so important if you want to get good deals. So do the free, learn how to talk to sellers, learn the lingo, learn how to give the offers, learn how to structure deals for free, because you don't want to be putting the quarters in or dollars in and try to learn how to hit the ball when you can do it with a teapot for free, right? So do it for free, do your first deal, then what I would do is I would take the profits And I wouldn't go buy booze and go eat out and pat myself on the back. I wouldn't do any of that stuff. I would reinvest all of it now into the business. Okay. And that's how I roll. Okay. But not everyone's going to roll like that because they're not willing to sacrifice. But that's a different story. Okay. So what I like to teach my students is to use the free guerrilla marketing that I provide in my profit sharing totally for free, right? Or you can join the academy right now for $47 a month and get access to some of those tools. Okay. Now, what is the most important thing of getting pre foreclosure deals? Because that's what I like to work with. Okay. One of the most important things is what I call my three stepping stones. The very first step is lead generation, because if you can't get these motivated sellers to call you, or if you can't get them to raise their hand, okay, then you're never going to have success, or you're never going to get deals. So the most important thing is for them to reach out to you, and to do that, it's going to require marketing, okay? And you can again go with free, or you can go with paid, but I like free. And there's so many different things that you can do for free to generate leads. Now, once the phones start calling in, then the second stepping stone of finding deals is to conversion, and that involves a multiple steps. But to simplify it, number one, you want to filter, right? You want to filter, because I don't want to invest all my time talking to every Bob and Sally that calls me and then want to sell me their home, or okay, because not everyone is my customer, and my goal is to filter and realize who is my real customer and who are going to be, as you know, we call it in America, tire kickers. Okay, because not everyone is motivated, and if they're not motivated, then they need to hire a real estate agent, or they need to be a and go that route, because I only deal with motivated sellers. I'm what I've called the pawn shop of real estate, and that's what I teach my students, is to have a pawn shop of real estate. And when you join my profit sharing, I give you all that infrastructure. I give you the building, I give you the how to get your name, how to do your sales video, copyright. I give you all the follow-up emails, all the free ways to generate free leads, like my flipping Wednesdays. I give you all the stuff. $9,500 worth of products becomes yours for 3K a month. I mean, 3K for 1 month, guys. If you want to stick around after that, it's only $119 a month. Okay. So again, 3K profit sharing for 1 month. If you want to stick longer, $119 a month. If you don't want to stick, not a big deal. I know you're going to have a lot of success by taking the course. Okay. On top of that, will give you your whole business, from the brick and mortar, in a sense, in a virtual sense, all the way to your funnels, all the way to your follow-up, all the way to your marketing, on how to structure the deals, the negotiation that goes into it. Okay, plus the one-on-one coaching that you're going to get, which is what's going to help you hold your hand and show you the process. Okay, for 3K at Mr. No Fluff. Also, if you want to get the profit sharing without paying the 3K, I have another solution. It's called my pre-recorded profit sharing. And what that means is you could sit around the round table and listen to my students do deals, but you're not going to be able to ask any questions. And it's because it's pre-recorded. You can get that for $297 at mrnofluff.com as well, which is highly, highly recommended, guys, if you can't afford the 3K. Okay. And don't forget about the Academy, $47 a month. You get access to my advanced courses, plus monthly coaching, plus Facebook group for just $47 a month. Okay. Now, going back to the three stepping stones, we have the lead generation, which we talked about, and we have the conversion, okay, which is the number one thing in the conversion, is filtering, okay, because you don't want to waste your time talking to non-motivated sellers. Then comes the offer. You got to be able to give the offer in that conversion, and then you have the last part of the system, which is called the follow-up. So all these systems are given to you in the profit sharing, and many of them are given to you in the academy, okay, and you'll get it into your inbox on a daily basis training, okay, in the academy for 47 bucks. So now we got lead gen, and we got conversion, which I broke down to you a few seconds ago. And then the last thing is exit strategy. And the exit strategy is, what is the investor going to do with these properties? If I buy the property, am I going to buy it and rent it out? Am I going to buy it and live in it myself? Am I going to buy it and do Airbnb? Am I going to buy it and owner finance it to an entrepreneur that can't get a loan and I ask them for 20, 30, 40 grand down, depends on the home and the area. What am I going to do with this? Am I going to put this deal on the contract and quickly wholesale it to another uh, landlord or another fix and flipper, depends on the deal, and just make a quick, bump, 5 grand, 10 grand from just finding the deal and structuring the deal. So it all depends on the investor's exit strategy. But to simplify it, the business is miles and miles deep. You have lead gen, conversion, exit strategy, and all this stuff is bundled into the academy for $47 a month and into the profit sharing. The major difference is the profit sharing. You get to work with me live on a monthly basis. And get all the help and questions you need answered. The Academy will answer all your questions. Will provide you advanced trainings on a monthly basis, one meeting a month for $47 a month, plus your courses, guys. Unbelievable. So don't wait around. Act fast. Quantities are limited. When I sell out, the price is going to go back because you're saving thousands and thousands of dollars. Why am I doing it? Wife says this is the best time to be a real estate investor. This is the best time to, to be in the markets, and I totally agree with her. And we should help out as many people as possible. And I want to do this for you, okay? If you want to be your dreams, I can show you how to be it in America without credit cards, without debt, using creative, imaginative ideas from marketing all the way to funding, guys. So either way, go to mrnoflip.com, download my free book, guys. It's up there. I got tons of free training all up there, hundreds of hours, thousands of hours. But if you want to accelerate your learning, if you want to get it done now, then consider joining profit sharing. 3K, guys, that's fucking cheap, dude. The guys out there charging 10, 20 grand don't provide the kind of value that I do, because I'm not going to try to teach you some philosophical stuff. My mission is to get you a deal in 4 weeks or less. I have many students listen to their videos that have done multiple deals or at least one deal in 4 weeks. And I want you to be the next success story. So are you down with it? If yes, go to mrnoflip.com. You guys have any questions, comment, leave it below. I'll get back with you. Thanks for watching. Peace.